Hey, hello everybody, it's Dr. Steve back with another episode of Core Wellness TV, and today's episode is going to be about if you want to be a thrower, or your child wants to be a thrower, or your grandchildren want to be a thrower of any kind, baseball pitcher, softball player, tennis player, basically anyone who has to throw effectively at a target, okay? This is a very important skill to be able to master, and I call it the reverse throw, because in throwing, what's the most important thing in throwing, right? You have to have balance, first of all. So can you stand on one leg? If you cannot stand on one leg, you have to start there, okay? Because you have to have a balance point to be able to generate power through and from. So balance on one leg. The other thing, the other big mistake that I see is whenever kids go through the throwing process and they throw, and right here the classic thing you hear parents and coaches yell from the dugout and from the stands is bend your back, use your back. It's so crazy, it's so funny, and it's not about using the back. It's like these kids can't get through their hips. What I mean by that is, here we go, right? I'm going to throw from behind. Right here they stop because their hip can't go here. Their hip literally cannot go here. Lay them on their back and their straight leg raise will come to about here because they are tight in the back of their hips. So one of my favorite things to do with young pitchers is to work on either the sitting piriformis stretch, where you're sitting in a chair and getting some motion through the backside of the hip, but even better yet, why not have them balance, cross their legs and sit. Cross their legs and sit. What's that doing? That's opening up the backside of their hip. How does that help them, right? Well, if I did it with my left side, okay, stretching through the hip, really balance, reach back through the hip, so the tail gets stuck out. The tail gets stuck out. So now, whenever I come through, guess what I can do? I can get through my hip and actually follow through. Extend out in front of myself. See that? If I can extend out in front of myself, then I have a chance at dissipating all of that force that I'm generating through the power throw, because that's where injuries come from, is the deceleration of the arm. Does that make sense? If you get all this velocity going forward, you got to put the brakes on. And the muscles that put the brakes on are the ones that usually get torn and fail and cause all the chronic tendonitis and the injuries that keep your child sidelines or keep you sidelined. So I like to do the reverse throw. I'm going to do it here since I'm right-handed. So what's that look like? I start at the end. What's the end look like? Okay, I'm here. Now I'm going to grab the band and do everything in reverse with balance all the way back to like I was getting ready to throw, right? All the way back to here, all the way back. Through the balance, all the way back. If you can do that, or have your kids do that, or coaches or strength trainers or whoever have your pitchers and throwers do that, you'll have a lot less injuries. I guarantee it from my experience. Okay, I've had lots of kids' injuries from arm injuries be fixed by fixing kids' hip mobility. So that's a big one. Try that one out. Let me know how you do with that, and if you have any questions, you can visit me at the blog, gettoyourcore.com, visit the description box below, comment on the blog. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.